Hey there, it's Scott at the Pedal Guy. How you doing? Well, we're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to update the Headrush MX5 to the latest firmware, which came out just this week. But before we get to it, if this is your first visit to my channel, take a second, click on that subscribe button down there, give me a thumbs up, help my video rank in the YouTube algorithm so I can make more content for you. Well, this is a very brief little update that just fixes some bugs, and it does some workflow improvements, and there is one new effect that's already been in the pedal board and the gig board, but now they've popped it into the MX5. So without further ado, let me show you how easy it is to back up and update your Headrush MX5, starting now. So before we update the firmware on the Headrush, the first thing we need to do is we actually need to back up the Headrush. So to do this, you just go to the upper right corner to the three dots and select Global Settings. And from there, you navigate back up to the upper right corner to those three dots, and you want to select USB transfer. And what the Headrush is going to do now is it's going to sync up all the files, which will then appear on your desktop as a folder where you can see all the contents. Okay, at this point, you can see that all of the contents of the Headrush are displayed here, including all of the signal blocks, the impulse responses, loops, rigs, all that great stuff. So I've got some rigs that I definitely want to back up, so I'm going to click and drag that into a folder that I've already prepared. It's going to copy it over. It simply just takes a couple of minutes. If you had any impulse responses or loops, this would be a good time to back those up as well. And once you're done, what you're going to want to do then is press that sync button on the screen again, and the folder will close on your desktop, and you are ready to update that firmware. Okay, we're now ready to go ahead and update the firmware. So to do that, just go to the upper right corner to the three dots again and go to Firmware Update. And now the Headrush is going to ask you if you want to shut down and update the firmware, which of course we do. So we're going to go ahead and say yes. It's going to power off. At this point now, it's in update mode now. You can see by the little logo there at the bottom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run the updater. I'm going to go ahead and double tap on that, open up the firmware updater, and I'm going to update the Headrush. Now, it's just going to take a couple of minutes really. And in a second, it'll be done. And what'll happen is the Headrush will need to reboot, and once it's done, the firmware will have been officially updated. Okay, now it's done, so let's go ahead and press done, and the Headrush is now updated. Now that the MX5 has been updated, let's just cover the improvements that have been popped into this firmware update. This is a minor update, meaning that there's no real major changes to the overall look and feel of the product. There's just some bug fixes, some workflow updates, and there is one new effect, which I'll show you right now. It is the Anxiety Overdrive version 2, which is modeled after the version 2 of the OCD Overdrive from Fulltone. So you now have version 1 and version 2. It has a slightly edgier sound. It has the same exact presets, and it's a great sounding overdrive. Another thing they did is a workflow improvement where you can now freely share set lists between the pedal board, the gig board, and now the MX5. You can see I have a set list there of 4 rigs. I will do a follow-up video to show you how to really use set lists and how to make it a really great live solution. Another thing they did, and this is a really great feature, is the ability to assign tap tempo to any of the 3 foot switches that are available. So if I go to the upper right corner and I go to Hardware Sign, you can see that I have my 3 scenes here. What I'm going to do is take the 3rd foot switch, I'm going to turn it to a standard toggle foot switch. I'm then going to tap on that, and you can see that the tempo is now available to me right there, where I can select tap. And now you can see that the green LED is blinking to let me know that the tempo is currently set to 100 BPM. But if I start pressing it in succession, you can see that the tempo is now changing. So it's extremely easy to use, and that's as fast as it gets as far as setting it up. But those are the main updates. There are also some bug fixes here as well. But go ahead and download the update at headrushfx.com. Go through the instructions that I've covered in this video, and before you know it, you'll be able to use this update on your MX5. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, be sure to visit us at thepedalguy.com. But in the meantime, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly videos and tutorials. Thanks for stopping by here at thepedalguy.com, where I love pedals and so do you.